Good evening. It's Close Quarters, Folkeston's Creative Quarters podcast. We are back after a considerable break. Sorry about the long break. Hope you've been okay. We missed you. We missed doing this. But yeah, it was essential to take a little break. Numerous dramas and whatnot. I won't go into it. That's depressing. I won't start with that. We're back and we've got corporate sponsorship. Can we just have a little... We've got a sponsorship, and it's Kip's Ale House.
Drink to that?
Yeah.
Shall I hold this water?
Let's just do that. Water. They sell all kinds of stuff. There you go.
If I do this, hold on.
Yeah, you have to clink now.
That doesn't.
Yeah, can you hear that? Oh, nice. They're sponsoring it. That means
thanks, Kips.
Someone's endorsing this thing, which is exciting.
The endorsement of alcohol. Dangerous.
If you haven't watched this before, it's basically some guys sitting in the back of a shop on the old high street in Folkestone having a beer and a chat. I'm Colin from the Quartermasters. This is my shop. We're on the old high street in Folkestone. Good evening, gentlemen.
Evening.
Hi.
This is Jim from DrLegumes and Tim from Objectables.
Jim and Tim.
Their names should be appearing on the bottom of the screen now. That's happening. George, legend. Jim and Tim. This is the Jim and Tim episode. Cards and carrots. Yeah,
nice.
Because you guys...
Jim and Tim, cards and carrots.
Yeah.
It's got a ring to it.
Jim is a purveyor of fine vegan cuisine, and Tim is a purveyor of...
Don't say it.
Well...
You can say filth, won't you?
Yeah, to be honest, yeah.
No, it's not true.
Awful cards.
Yeah, they're
unsuitable for children. No one should really buy it.
No.
X-rated.
Yes. So yeah, that's the crossover. There's not really a theme. It's just Jim and Tim.
Creativity.
Cards and carrots. Yeah. So yeah, if you don't mind, I'm going to sort of take it in turn and just probe you gently about who you are, how you came about, and stuff. It will just be verbal probing. It won't be like actual like cattle prods or implements of any kind. Is that all right?
Safe. Great.
Thanks. Welcome to the podcast. Jim, shall we start with you? Is that all right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, cool. So, DrLegumes. What's a legume?
A legume is a source of food, really. It's a very nutritional source of food.
It's a French word.
It is a French word, yeah. So, I mean, some people think that a legume is a vegetable, but a legume is something that grows from a pod or a kernel.
Oh, wow, okay, yeah. I just assumed it was just a generic vegetable.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a healthy food source.
Okay, nice.
Is what it
Unless
is.
it's poisonous.
Unless it's poisonous.
Like,
can you get poisonous legumes?
Kidney bean is a poisonous legume.
Is it?
Until it's cooked.
Yeah.
So you shouldn't eat a raw one?
Don't eat raw kidney beans.
Oh shit,
but
really?
Have you ever seen a raw kidney bean?
Only at the bottom of the tin.
Cooked already.
Are they?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's
yeah, anything in a tin has been cooked.
Has it?
This is like really basic shit.
Yeah. I assumed
do we need to go beyond? Do we need to start wind back before like what's a legume? So
yeah, literally. What is food?
What is food?
Yeah. What are we? What? Should we do that? Those of us that cook for ourselves are probably doing it wrong. So I'm very prepared to humble myself and learn some shit today.
Okay.
From you, sir, because I've tasted your food, and it is good. Let's start with how I met you.
Yeah.
Okay. So, first podcast we did, we had Jack Green on. I met him at one of your pop-up events at Spacebar.
I remember.
And I've been very curious to go there and find out what it was all about. And we went there. We drank excessively. I got on very well with his mum. And you brought out the food.
What do you mean by very well?
Well, reasonably well.
Okay.
You know, yeah, that's all I'm allowed to say. My missus was blown away by the food.
Yeah.
And I think, the first thing they brought out was like a sweet corn chowder or something. And it was just like incredible. You know, like you couldn't really put those two words together and think that's going to be magical. It was fucking magical,
very
mate.
Good.
Yeah, you're aware.
I've twice, I think, we've had your food at events.
Yeah.
Right. You did the thing in like a little camping sort of festival thing at Stella's place? And you did like a big banquet.
Yeah,
2 or 3 years ago.
Is this up at Sunnyfield campsite? Yeah. That was
really nice.
We built a kitchen just for that festival. It took us 2 weeks to make. Just the kitchen.
Amazing.
Yeah.
It was kind of like you fed a lot of people.
Yeah.
But my daughter didn't get. I think she ate anyway. She was hungry and still waiting for some food.
Right.
And you decorated the tables with raw vegetables.
Yeah.
And she just picked up on them fucking cabbage and just started raw gnawing this cabbage.
It's not a kidney bean. It's fine.
No, it was fine. But and I've had a
About
very
3
good
years
mango
ago.
cheesecake at someone's birthday party that you made as well.
Nice.
Which was fucking ace.
Nice. I didn't know about that.
I don't even remember cooking a mango cheesecake. It must have been a while ago.
Well, it didn't have cheese in it for starters.
No.
Of course not.
Not dairy cheese anyway.
I asked that question later. I'm going to store it
Okay.
because I feel it's too. Because I don't want to
So
take
remind
over.
you, you're just going to sit on it for a while.
Well, it's just the is the cheese word acceptable? That's all.
It's just a cake.
Yeah. I
Just a
don't know.
mango
Some
cake.
people change the letters so it's
Yeah.
not CHEE.
That's just ignorance.
CHEASE.
Anyway, I don't think that's. I mean, I don't want to bypass.
We've digressed
before
already.
We've even got
We're
on the
3
fucking
minutes
bar.
into it and we've digressed. I'm sorry.
So yeah,
Sorry.
Jim, Dr. Legumes.
Jim, that's you.
We cook with plants. We
you
keep
do.
it healthy.
You do it really well.
Yeah.
You have gone from that pop-up in Spacebar, which was sick,
Yeah.
to having a fixed abode on the Harbour Arm.
That's it.
Right?
We've developed a lot since we first started Dr. Legumes.
Yeah.
We became a community interest company.
Nice.
We opened a restaurant. And we just keep going with what we're doing really.
Yeah.
It's always evolving and we're always finding new inspiration all the time.
Yes.
But since being a community interest company, we've been doing a lot more than just cooking food for the public. But yeah, we'll talk more about that in a minute.
I think shortly after you opened, I went for a meal there, Jessica and myself, and Ali and Jez, who helped do this podcast.
Yeah.
We all went out for the night and we ate there.
Nice.
And I think this was literally, you've been open a couple of weeks, and the menu was like the coolest menu I've ever seen, because it wasn't like, it didn't tell you what it was, it just told you the ingredients of what was in the thing.
Yeah.
And you could choose and it was like illustrated. It was just like, it has these three things in. Did you see that?
Did you do that last time? Okay, no.
No, so we did that for like some
nice,
events.
yeah.
And
that was cool.
Oh, maybe we did. I have seen that. Maybe you did that at the party. Yes, you did.
Yeah.
So you were choosing like the ingredients of the thing, but you didn't know what the thing was.
Yeah.
And I've never seen that. That was awesome.
Yeah, it's a bit different than your average dining experience.
Totally.
And I think certainly when people are trying something new, something different, they don't know what to expect.
Yeah.
The minute you describe it to a customer, they almost have a expectation.
Yeah.
But still, even to the point of reading the menu, our customers sometimes don't know what to expect.
Sure.
And it leaves it a bit like a blank canvas, really.
Yeah.
So it gives people just a totally new experience from the moment they put that first mouthful into the mouth.
100%. Yeah.
But
when you brought it down to the table, it was like, here's this. You've ordered this beautiful, everything looked like a piece of art. It was
food
incredibly well presented.
Look as good as it tastes.
Yeah.
Surely.
It just we should do that again sometime, guys, because that was really it was really good.
Nice.
We don't get out much, but that was one of those times when it was
maybe you need a new sponsor.
totally worth it.
Dr. Legumes corporate meals.
Yeah. But is that like a menu you just roll out for like special occasions and stuff, or?
Yeah. So I mean, we've always got a different menu, and we're always writing new menus. We never really cook the same food.
Keep stuff interesting, right?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And I guess it's seasonal because you're picking
seasonality plays a big part in where we're sourcing foods from and what ingredients we're using.
Sure.
But I mean, the kind of style of food we cook is fusion cuisine, and it's taking just inspiration from cultures from all around the world.
Yeah.
And sometimes we're not always cooking for the public, and we're cooking for a particular group or event, and that will have a specific cultural influence on that.
Mm-hmm.
We have a lot of support from community groups, one of which is CRAN, Kent Refugee Action Network,
Right.
and they work with individuals from many different countries, from Sudan, Eritrea, and there's so many cultural influences from these areas that we incorporate into the dishes we create as well.
Amazing. There was one thing you guys brought out, which was like a little parcel or something, and I could have sworn it was, you know, sausage.
Yeah.
Obviously, it wasn't. It was
pea meat.
yeah, it was something amazing. It was incredible. You know. Yeah. But just you've brought some food, haven't you?
I have.
We're going to eat that in a little while.
Yeah.
I've got one issue with your wonderful food.
Right.
You do this very nice. Well, it's the chili in the. That is fucking killer, man. It's not. I'm like.
You can't mess around.
It's fucking
so
insane.
That was the Valentine's menu.
I've had it twice.
Valentine's. That's cruel.
No, I had it twice. I had it before, and I was like,
it's called a chili popper.
It's fucking killer. It's like, hiya! Anyway, but you know, by the time my mouth calmed down,
you can blame Lee for that one.
Maybe just slightly
he likes
less.
chili.
Okay.
He's a big fan of. Yeah. The other director of DrLegumes, and he definitely loves spicy food. That's for sure.
How did you guys meet and start doing this?
We were both chefs before we engaged into opening a business.
Right.
And as chefs, we realised what skills we had, and we decided to really use those skills in a way that had so much more value. So rather than just cooking as employees in a private environment, we decided to use the skills we had to really cook communicatively. Even though we have the restaurant, which is open to the public, we're always, working in the community in different sectors to share a perspective of health and well-being. From going and cooking with the Green Gym in Hythe, which is a volunteer group run by Giles from, it's no longer Shetway Council, Folkestone and Hythe District Council. Right. Cooking for those guys whilst they're gardening, all the way through to cooking with groups from the CRAN community, where we're doing something a bit more culturally influenced. It's always cool. Changing.
You're not always in the kitchen, always in the same spot.
No.
Never cooking the same thing all the time.
I went with Visual Line to Kent University. And that was really interesting because the chefs there realised that they had a growth from 5% to 30% plant-based food demand on campus.
Wow.
And as chefs, they didn't really know where to look for some inspiration in food recipes, which were just solely plant-based. So DrLegumes got a phone call, and we went and shared some recipes and ideas on how to incorporate just plant-based ingredients into their cooking.
So that's just from the sheer number of student-aged people that are now eating more consciously and deciding to not eat.
I'm conscious about this food here, which is about to get eaten by a dog.
There's a little plate full of food on the floor. Otis has just wandered in, and
Hello, Otis.
He's past his dinner time, bless him.
We're always cooking for different groups of the community.
That's cool.
It always shocks me when people just say how confused they are about what to cook for vegetarians. And it's like
roasted vegetable lasagna.
It's like, it's not. Just don't put meat in it. Is that? Is it as simple as that or not? I think it is, but then that's what I do. It's not.
As a chef, I suppose
it's about flavour, isn't it? Just making sure it tastes of something.
It's about just being a complete plate of food. I think it's easy.
So why do you think people get so stressed out about it, or appear to get stressed out about it?
I think people defend what they've grown up with. What they've grown up with is there must always be meat on the plate, and then you start going, well, there mustn't be. Actually, they go, well, there fucking must be, because that's what I've always known, and it's just a new thing, and it blows their minds.
I think it's stressful for somebody to put together a full plate of food from just a plant-based food source and know that they've got every nutrient they really need out of a meal. When you go to eating just a fish or a meat plate of food, most of them vitamins and minerals that your body's asking for is in that source of food, so you don't need to think too much about what other proteins you need or what other vitamins you might need. Whereas when you're just restricting yourself to a food source of plants, I think it can be confusing for somebody to understand what is in them plants. If you just ate a bowl full of broccoli, you may not get all the carbohydrates.
Yeah, but I'm talking more about like a one-off kind of like, you know, your great aunt Cynthia going, I don't know what to cook him. And it was just, actually, you could just give him some broccoli at that.
I mean, it just a colourful.
Give me broccoli.
A colourful plate of food is usually a healthy plate of food. If it's all beige, then it's
vegan food is always so colourful, isn't it? A friend of mine, just like all of his Instagram stories are his dinners, and they are just like rainbows on a plate. You know, and most normal food doesn't look like that, does it? It's all pretty much beige. It's covered in breadcrumbs. You don't know what it is really, but it's not very appealing to the eye or nutritionally valuable either. So that's one of the things that I find so appealing about. I mean, I'm not vegan. I'm sort of pescatarian mostly, to be honest. Probably not for much longer, sadly, because all the fish is full of plastic. So unless it's caught in a lake or something, apparently it's fucking full of plastic. I found that this week, really sad. But I aspire.
There's a documentary coming out,
every day.
Isn't there?
Is there?
The guys who what's the film that Leonardo DiCaprio was champion? Not Titanic.
Revenant. Wolf on Wall Street.
No, it wasn't a film. It was a documentary, actually.
The Blue Planet.
What about the ice melting and everything? I know exactly what you're talking about. That's why we should pre-record these, because we could have just edited this out and popped that in.
The thing that the man did, the president, the vice president, that one.
Al Gore.
There was
Al Gore.
Yes.
Before the flood?
No.
Before the flood is the new one that's
Google
coming out, though, isn't it?
The last one is the Impedable Truth. The
unfortunate truth.
Is that the one?
Is that the one?
No, I don't know if it is.
That one that we have seen.
I can't remember.
Anyway, the follow-up to the one we don't know the name of.
Follow-up to the one
that
we don't know the name of. I think it's called Before the Flood. Is it called Before the Flood? I don't know. I think so.
I don't know the name of the last one.
Anyway, I'm pretty sure there is a movie coming out that's going to explain the problems with the fish in the ocean and how they're eating all of the plastic.
It's terrifying.
Yeah.
I thought it'd be okay, but I spoke to a friend of mine that's doing marine biology. And she said, we should probably stop eating fish now or in the next couple of years. Otherwise you will be full of microplastics.
So how do you know what's in your food? I suppose the only way you're going to know is if you grow it yourself. Do you grow any food?
No. I've got like a basil plant by the sink and it's pretty limp. It's on its last legs, to be fair.
I think we will again, but even when we did, it was not that much. A lot of chard.
Chard.
A lot of fucking chard.
I had an allotment when I was 13 years old.
That's cool.
That was a real eye-opener. And
that must be because not a lot of 13-year-olds, unless they live on a farm, have any idea of that process.
And we learnt ourselves. I wasn't brought into this. My dad wasn't a gardener at all.
What made you get an allotment instead of like a pot habit?
Because it was free. So this allotment was 12 foot high in brambles. And the person who I started the allotment with, his brother was a tree surgeon. And he was happy to come and clear this for us. And I don't really know. I think I just fell into that, really. But it opened my eyes straight away because it was so much fun being able to produce something from a seed as a 13-year-old. And what we were doing with that was selling it to a local greengrocer. I don't even know if I believe the allotment form that we signed said we couldn't do that, but we did it anyway. And
13.
Exactly.
So entrepreneurial.
It was
as well.
Yeah. We were on ITV News with that. There wasn't many other 13-year-olds doing allotments at the time.
Yeah, totally.
But it showed me that growing food was a fun thing. But I didn't even realise at the time how beneficial that was as a source of energy for my body. I was eating a lot of rubbish whilst growing that. It was fun to grow, but it wasn't really.
Standing watching it grow.
Yeah, I probably wasn't eating much of that food at the time either.
Busy selling it though, right?
Selling it.
Yeah.
Greengrocer idiots.
Yeah, it was
this green shit when I'm eating crisps. Fuck you.
Yeah. That's cool though. So this has been like a long time coming. It's been kind of in your heart and soul.
Yeah, I mean, subconsciously.
Yeah.
My dad, he was an entertaining chef.
Yeah.
And that's how I got into catering.
Is he a chef as well?
He used to be, yeah. He doesn't cook anymore.
Right.
I mean, he doesn't cook any less. Still cooks for himself.
Yeah.
But yeah, at the end of an evening when he'd be cooking in his own restaurant, he would go out. I'd still be washing up at the time, but he would go out into the restaurant with an empty glass, and for a customer to fill his glass up, he would exchange a song, and he would sing to his customers.
Where was that?
The last place he did this was his own restaurant in Saltwood. It was called La Boheme.
Wow, cool.
And Roger DeHaan, who used to come and eat at the restaurant regularly there, he's actually the proprietor or the owner of the restaurant I'm renting down at Folkestone Harbour. So it all comes around full circles.
That's really cool.
Which is lovely. But yeah,
what kind of songs did he sing?
He sung opera. So he was a tenor.
No way.
Yeah, he's 6'5", and he has a big voice and body. And yeah, he would open up his lungs to a full restaurant, and
that's amazing.
It'd be quite entertaining. I think that had an impact on the way that I use food. It's a little bit different than your average dining experience.
Brings joy.
Yeah,
totally.
Yeah. I think when someone goes into a restaurant, it's nice for them to leave with an enjoyable experience in their memory.
100%.
And I certainly think, the more money becomes tight nowadays, I think people do want to get value for money, and that doesn't necessarily mean just what it tastes like. It also means what it looks like, what it feels like for that evening. The whole atmosphere is important.
Oh, definitely.
So yeah, we want to give customers that full experience down at the restaurant.
Experience is key. You can buy food anywhere.
Yeah.
But it's the whole the dining experience, and you're ticking a lot of boxes, to be fair. For those that don't know, whereabouts are you? Where is DrLegumes? So people go check it out.
DrLegumes, been local to Folkestone since we started, and our restaurant is down at Folkestone Harbour Arm.
Right.
And yeah, that's it's a great place because it's right in the heart of Folkestone East, and there's a lot of deprivation in Folkestone East, and as a community interest company we want to be there to support minority groups, and being right there on the front of it is where we want to be.
Nicely positioned.
Yeah, definitely. We've already visited, I think, 12 primary schools in Shetway. Most of those have been in the Folkestone East area. And that's just engaging with cooking workshops with young kids, teaching them. Incredible. Yeah.
What age kids?
So this is year 3 up to year 6.
Okay.
And this is in conjunction with, at the time it was Shetway District Council before it went to Folkestone Hythe.
Yeah.
We were taking a workshop to primary schools to motivate kids to get a bit more interested in the kitchen at home.
Yeah, nice.
So there were 3 parts of the workshop. One was learning about exercise and reward. Kids would pedal a bicycle which blended a smoothie mechanically, and that was learning when to have sugars. The other part was...
I think you're fine. When to have sugars. As much of it as all the fucking time.
And that seems to be the problem.
When you wake up, fucking sugar.
Just go for it.
Can I have some sugar on my fucking sugar?
Sugar on my... I remember putting sugar on top of my cream, on top of my milk in my cereal as a kid. Yeah. A very rich lifestyle as a kid. My dad was having lobster thermidor for starters. When we'd go out and eat. And but yeah, the other part of the workshop was confidence in the kitchen. So just teaching some kids some knife handling skills with kiddie cutters. The claw.
The claw. This sounds fucking dark, man.
Holding down your vegetable with the claw. So you know.
Oh, what? So you've got like a little. Is that? Are you talking about your hand or your
hand?
Instrument?
No, your hand makes the claw to hold down the vegetable whilst you cut.
Like
so you don't cut your knuckles. And the other one.
Because that's the proper way to cut.
Yeah. Or the tunnel would teach them.
Tunnel.
And then your knife would go in between.
What?
Yeah. It's so you don't cut your fingers.
And just engaging with kids like that.
Occasionally cut the end of my fingernails off.
Yeah, that's the issue.
The trick is to roll your fingers over. You see,
right. I'm just about to.
You come down to Dr. Legumes.
My son
is
is
show you how.
quite scared of the kitchen because I sort of managed to repeatedly burn him when he was younger on various different.
Wow.
I got him to make some pancakes once.
Yeah.
And he immediately just went, "I'll hold this," and then I think a pan of something, chips or something, came out of the, and he went to have a look at them, and he wasn't wearing a top, and so he's a bit.
Ooh. My arms are covered in scars from the kitchen. Yeah, always. It's an occupational hazard, really.
It's part of it, right?
Yeah, you shouldn't be doing that to a 6-year-old child.
Maybe start with like a salad dressing or something first.
Yeah. So thank you, Jim, for being here and for being awesome and for the work that you're doing. It's and I cannot emphasise this enough. Please go and check out Dr. Legumes because they are awesome. We're going to take a little break now. A little note from our sponsors. And then we'll be back after this corporate message. Don't mind if I do. Hey! Happy days. Thanks, Gibbs. Fantastic. Oh. Hello, we're back again. Thanks for watching the corporate message there. And truly, thanks, Kips. Tim.
Yes.
It's your time, old chap.
Okay.
It is your time.
Sounds a bit sinister.
I'll just start this by saying, like, one of the things in life that I used to hate.
Strong word.
Yeah, and I don't hate many things. Like, I normally approach anything with, you know, a sort of sense of like adventure and, you know, whatever, it'll be okay. Anything. But I used to hate shopping for greetings cards. And there are certain people in my life, my mum, you know, my nan, certain people that kind of expect a greetings card. You know, and you turn up at Christmas or whatever, you know, he's just started a business, you know, he's a bit skint at the moment, so it's all right, he's not going to bring us any presents, but they'll fucking expect a greetings card. So you go up to Clinton's or a Card Factory or whatever, right? Yeah, Card Zone.
Factory card. Card a lot.
And you mooch around and you kind of look for something that hopefully encapsulates your love for this person and the regret that you aren't able to give them a gift and whatever else the occasion, you know.
12 for £1.
For £1, yeah.
12 for £1.
12 for £1. Yeah. There's nothing that's gonna do it, is it? Really?
I don't know. That's hard to beat.
It's hard to beat.
It's hard to beat.
I can't. Yeah, I should just hate it, and so I'd get in shit if I didn't turn up with a card for those people. So, imagine my joy when you arrived on the old high street as a card shop, as a kind of edgy card shop, I guess we should say, edgy. Right? Yeah, is that fair to say? Literally, since you've arrived, I don't go to town to buy cards anymore. I just go over the road.
I think a good card shop's like a good hairdresser's.
Yeah.
Once you go there and you get a good haircut, you don't go anywhere else.
No, that's it.
I've found that.
Definitely, yeah. Shop. You just stay there, yeah, totally.
Are we edgy? So we are. We originated as a publishers, and we've been doing that for about 5 years. So, card publishers is just someone who makes and sells greetings cards wholesale.
Okay.
So we design them all ourselves, and I was doing that for about 2 or 3. I know this isn't the question you asked me.
No, this is good, I didn't even have to ask you.
Generally,
you'll get
I will
anyway.
kind of go on some fucking long anecdote.
That's what I do.
Around the fucking houses.
That's why we.
And then eventually I go, oh shit, I'm not talking about the thing they asked me about. And at the end of it, I'll probably say,
you skip back to it.
Edgy, and that'll leave it. And I go, oh, I fucking got away with that. Yeah. Right. So we started about 5 years ago. I was doing it on my own. I was doing something else. I was painting furniture. I was doing something else.
Okay.
And then I saw people painting furniture, and there was a lot of this painted furniture around. And I thought, that's fucking shit. It's just someone's just got some paint, put it on some furniture, and gone, and then charged. We tried to buy a table. I'm going to go. This is like a secondary anecdote coming off the first anecdote now. Or is this the third anecdote? Anyway,
levels.
I was buying a table, and we were trying to buy a table, and everywhere we went, where we used to live in Brighton, where you could buy tables, they didn't sell tables. They sold painted tables now, and they didn't cost 40 quid. They cost 200 quid. No. And then you'd see a table, and you go, "Oh, can I buy that one?" Well, I'm going to paint that, and I'll get 400 quid for it.
Yeah.
And you're like, "Well, that's crap." Yeah. And so I thought, well, what about, I've missed a bit. And they always say, it brings the character out. I thought, no. So I started painting furniture.
Okay.
And I thought, what about if you did bring the character out, but I wrote stuff on it. And so the story was, it was coming, all the bits I was doing, which I was just doing for a laugh, just to see if I could do it, was I would say, what would happen if you did bring the character out of an old chair?
Yeah.
It might be a wanker.
Yeah.
And so I would write on this furniture from the point of view of the chair. And they were usually horrible.
That's kind of genius.
So that was my thing that I started doing, and then I thought, I might try and sell these. So I took some craft market type things, and remember edgy. Otherwise, I'll go.
We'll bring it back.
Took some craft market things, and very quickly realised that although what I was doing wasn't shit, I wasn't able to get to sell them at a price that made them any kind of common sense of spending 25 hours on something and then selling it for 40 quid. That seemed like fucking madness.
Yeah. They were probably going to reupholster or just paint over them anyway, right?
Bastards. Yeah. And so I started making cards in order to have something that I could sell, that I could just make once. And then, repeat it as opposed to... Anyway. It was edgy. Right, so I was doing that, and my humour was edgy. Yeah, I suppose I'm just saying that now to keep it in the thing. Yeah, it was, but it was humour, and then that sort of grew into being more cards.
Okay,
and but it was always humour based.
Right,
and I'll miss out some other stuff.
Would you say it was sort of like passive aggressive? It was sort of like
my humour is
for your because I think that's what strikes me when I buy a card from you. It's it comes from a place. Yeah.
I mean, edgy.
It's honest,
Is it edgy?
It does cut through a lot of the bullshit.
Put you on edge.
I don't know that it is edgy. It does put some people on edge.
Yeah.
I think that
it makes my mum tut when she opens the card. She tuts, but I know that secretly she's amused. Yeah.
I think that some people may find it edgy. I think in the more we've only been in the card industry for like 5 years, but even the time I've been doing it, there are so many. How's our use of the worst swear word on this particular? How do people feel?
Just go for it.
So anyway, there are more kind of like "Happy Birthday, you cunt" kind of cards out there, which we have never done.
Right.
Oh, we did one. Anyway.
Okay.
But
you probably did the first one.
No, we didn't.
No.
But there's a lot of that out there now. So it feels like we really aren't that edgy.
Oh, no.
And although we've got sort of sweary cards in our shop, I don't know. But is calling someone a cunt edgy? I don't know. Maybe it's.
I think it was,
edge.
but I mean, they can say it on Channel 4 now. I don't think they bother to bleep it out
so we're not
anymore.
fucking
So it's
edgy.
kind of not even that edgy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I think
Our
some
card
people
shop
are
is
still
very
shocked by
vanilla.
it, but those people will probably be dead soon.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But you know, it doesn't have to be use of certain vernacular. It's just
we used up our C words.
Outlook on life.
Yes.
Yeah. Which
I suppose. It's not. It's not like you won't find the cards in Clinton's or the card.
Definitely not.
Factory.
I think that's why I was getting so upset there, because these are the cards I was looking for and not finding.
I think that we're very lucky that we know a lot of good publishers.
Yeah.
So we started the shop. Shall I do that bit, or do you want to ask me a question, or shall I just go for it?
Just great. You're kind of reading my mind anyway. So just go.
We moved here about a year and a half, more than a year and a half ago. And
when did you guys open?
September. Should I stop banging the table? September 2017. Yes. No, before that.
Okay.
So we've been open about a year and a half. Yeah.
Okay.
And we moved here about 3 months before that.
Why did you move here from Brighton?
We didn't. We weren't in Brighton. We moved from Brighton because we were bored of it.
Really?
And just went to the pub too much.
Yeah.
Really, and like we kind of like had stopped going out and like raving every day, and then it became a bit kind of like, oh, what the fuck are we doing here now?
And your kids? So
no, we didn't have kids at that point.
Oh, okay.
But then we moved into the countryside,
right?
And then which was very nice.
Yeah.
And then we got a dog, and then we had kids, because that's what happens.
That's what you do.
Good order.
Because in the countryside,
for sure.
And then we were there for about 10 years, and then we got a bit fucking bored of that.
Right.
And so then we thought, let's go back in somewhere more interesting again.
Yeah.
So we came here because we've got relatives here, and we could see it was becoming an interesting place.
Yeah.
And when we arrived here, we needed somewhere to do the wholesale business out of.
Need a base of operation.
Because of the great work that the Creative Quarter does, the rents are really affordable here, and we ended up finding a shop and thinking, well, let's give that a go.
Yeah.
And so
this'll do.
Yeah. We thought, well, we'll run it as our office and studio, and we can let people come in and buy cards, and that might pay for a bit. And it's been really great. So
brilliant.
I can go on to that bit in a bit, but it's been very good.
Yeah.
And we've ended up getting lots of other people in, and we've got lots of other card companies, lots of other small publishers that we've met, or slightly big ones as well.
Yeah.
Because we know people in the industry, it's kind of nice to have both sides of it.
Yeah.
But and some of them are edgy. Have you seen the one? I was going to bring the card of the guy getting beheaded.
Oh, I've seen that one. No.
That is quite edgy.
Is it?
That's by a company called I Do Not Cared. CARED.
Right.
And it's a guy called Tom who is quite bonkers.
Yeah.
But we've got his cards. They're not like, you look at them. I saw that one a couple of years ago, and I was like, that is fucking mental. And I showed it to my other cardy friends, and they were like, what the fuck is that? So it's like
that is edgy.
It's like a sort of vectorized, so like a very graphic-y redoing of like a Renaissance style painting.
Right.
And there's a lot of dead bodies with their heads cut off on a field, and then there's a guy with a blindfold on, like on his knees like this, and then a guy with an axe or a sword above him. And on the top of the card it says "Happy Birthday," and then there's a speech bubble coming out of the guy's head, saying, "Oh, goody, I love surprises." And I thought, that is fucking brilliant.
That's dark, yeah.
But I ordered them off him at the last trade show we did, and That's sold out, and there's some of the other one, and so
Yeah.
some of his more dark, and they
Yeah,
are
yeah.
that is edgy. I think saying "Happy Birthday, you C word"
Yeah.
isn't that edgy.
No, not really.
But I think having a man being about to be headed on a
Yeah.
card saying "Happy Birthday," I think that's edgy.
That's cool.
And he's got a very good heroin card as well, but we sold out of that too.
It's staggering though that you can kind of think. I have the same sometimes with t-shirts or Instagram posts, and you think it's just a bit. Fuck it, I'll do it anyway. I'll put it out there, and if people like it or they buy it, and you think, well, clearly, this is something that it resonates with people, and on a wider.
I think,
sense.
Yeah, I think that we've obviously got different cards to those shops, and people come in because they like that, and that's really great.
It
and
is.
We haven't upset anyone in the shop yet. I think we've managed to market it enough so that people pretty quickly, when they either look through the window, I think the cards we have out in the window obviously don't have swear words on.
Yeah.
But you can see that there's a humour element there, and I think you obviously get people coming in and kind of like walking around, and you might get a little. And then walking out, but we haven't anyone going, "What the hell is this?" as of yet. And we've got a warning sign on the thing. The only complaint we've had is that we haven't got enough really abusive cards.
Really?
So maybe we're not edgy
turn it
enough.
up a notch. Wow.
Turn it up a notch. But
amazing.
Yeah.
So Tim, I guess my next question would be how easy is it to make a card? Is it something we could all have a go at?
fucking easy, yeah.
Yeah?
Everyone fucking does it.
How quickly?
Really easy. The best way of doing it is we contrived this earlier on. Should I admit that? Yes. We thought, what the fuck are we going to talk about?
This is completely spontaneous. I have no idea what
And I said, well, why don't we just pretend that we can make cards, really? Because everyone tells me how, that must be great, making cards all day.
Yeah.
Because when you make cards,
must be brilliant.
And when anything to do with humour, you don't have to do any accounts or
of course not.
any bookkeeping or anything like that.
Magic,
or
right?
just because it's
like
just
any creative
everything
business,
is just fun.
Just happens by itself.
So I thought, well, why don't we show people how easy it is to make cards? So there you go, Jim. Make a funny card.
Yes.
I can do it now. No. So we discussed that, but
you guys want to do one?
I tell you what, the best way of making a funny card is there are lots of people. I've got pens.
Need more cards.
Cool.
All right.
You need more cards. Should we get the dog to do one?
Yeah. Otis, do you want to do a card?
Mr. Otis.
So
we're not actually going to achieve this. I mean, if we do,
what's the key to a funny card?
The key to a funny card is to
punchline.
The easiest way to do it, and then a lot of people do this. And when I might. It sounds like I'm joking, but award-winning companies.
Ali, do you want to make a card?
Do this, which is what they do is they get a card and then they go online and they look up funny shit on the internet and then they stick it on a card. That is the easiest way to make a card.
Memes.
I mean, let's here you go. Let's look a meme up. I mean, I'm not being maybe I'm being a bit facetious, but people do this and. That's fine, and you'll find a lot of them when you're at trade shows. You can see some and you go, oh, that's memes. There's some people I know who do really well doing it, but they're very honest about it, and then there's other people who are slightly less honest about it. But then there's a lot of websites now where you can upload your work onto it and start selling them without actually having to make any cards, which is actually really great. And you'll know that with t-shirts, there's loads of companies that do that kind of thing.
Dropshipping and all that.
Then you do find there's loads of. I think the meme thing does get me a bit because it's like, well, that's not. It's not if you're selling a joke and it's not your joke, that's not. But it works for lots of people, and there's so much around, and we have loads in the shop which are memes, but then. Generally, they might have done something else or added something to it. There's a few people we use, like Rosie made a thing who's amazing, and like 99% of her stuff she comes up with, and then one or two are like memes, but the way she presents it is really great, and her artwork's really great. And there's a woman called Bold and Bright who does a range called Janice and Jeffrey, I think, or Jeffrey and Janice, which are like Barbie dolls manipulated in.
I think I've seen those. Yeah, they're cool.
Wrong ways. with some like and like maybe one or two of like things you might see on other people's cards.
Yeah.
She's done it in a really nice way.
Yeah.
So let's just look on the internet and steal some ideas.
Okay.
No. So I mean, I don't think we're actually going to make any cards. Are we going to make? Have you got any?
Well, how does your process work? Like, so say, do you look at a calendar and go, well, it's apparently today. By the way, I don't know if this is going to put anyone in the shit, guys, but it's steak and blowjob day. I know this because my other half told me this.
Did she?
So she's a keeper. Obviously, we're not going to have a steak, Jim.
No,
we're going to have like, I don't know, a nut cutlet.
And a peck on the cheek.
Yeah. So, but we're going to go there somehow with it.
I'm going to get, when I get home, I'm going to get risotto and a cursory glance. Anyway.
Risotto, though?
Yeah. So
you go, okay, well, that's happening on Thursday. Let's make a card.
Yeah. I mean, we have like. Am I supposed to be talking and eating? That's bad shit.
That's fine. Just go for it.
We have like there's obviously dates we have to come up with, like targets. Christmas
and shit. Obviously.
But then I did Christmas 2019.
Right.
Last October.
Wow.
So
you're more than a year ahead.
And a lot of the big, they'll be like, more than a year ahead on theirs. Same with like, fashion and all that.
Well, fashion's like a year ahead.
Yeah,
but then more than that.
And we'll have to sell our cards for Christmas in like we do a show in July to sell our cards on Christmas. Right. So you've got to do, but a lot of it when we do trade shows, that's when we do like a big push on them, and we might want a new range or whatever. So we've got a trade show in June, and we've got like ranges now that it can be excellent. You see, very good. That's brilliant. Now it's that art. Are you gonna? Is this your secret? Is this your second best-selling card you've done?
This is my second.
So Jim told me a secret earlier on.
I've won a card competition before.
Should be into.
Yeah. This is true.
When I was in primary school, I entered a competition to design a Christmas card for the Archbishop of Canterbury. And this was in a C of E Church of England primary school, so it was very religious. Yeah. And I remember even the quote that I was given to put on the front of this card. So I don't know if I can take full credit for it, really.
I mean, I'm thinking, it's going to be like the Archbishop of Canterbury with a big hat on. And he's like, sticking his finger up like that. It's going to have the Archbishop of Canterbury written underneath.
So this is where your mind is.
Yeah.
But as a 9-year-old in a Church of England primary school, the caption was, as the light shone out, Jesus' word was spread. Was the caption. That was given to me. I didn't choose to write that. That was given to me. But the painting that I had on the front of the card was it was a nativity painting, and it was a skyscape with an angel up in the clouds, and I had the stables there and everything, and I think it was that whole scenery that stood out.
Very good.
And the Queen got one of my Christmas cards.
Yes, the Queen.
And I got a £10 book voucher.
the Queen. No way.
Yeah.
£10 book voucher.
£10 book voucher.
Check that out. You're minted if you're 9 years old with that, right?
Yeah. The school got £250.
Mate,
the winner gets 10. I don't even read books.
That's why the school enters the kids into those competitions.
But yeah, I mean, I'm entering this.
Well, I think has anyone else done one? I'm not.
This card can suit all ages. You see.
Go on then, sell it to me.
Wow. So you buy this card for any age.
You just buy a pack of these.
Yeah.
1 to 10. 11 to 20, 21 to 30,
gotta hold it up higher.
And whatever age you are, you tick that box, and you give it to
someone. That's pretty good.
And
that's really good.
Original.
Very good, yeah.
I'll put that in there. I'll put that.
Yeah, cheers for that.
Taking it.
Right. So I don't know. I think about you when I'm having a poo with a picture of a man doing a shit on it,
and he's on his phone
or on their phone. Yeah.
Nice. That's brilliant.
Yeah, it's very good. I think that's pretty good.
That's
I think
gold.
I mean,
poetry.
I've probably seen a card like that. not the pooing one. Yeah, that's pretty good. I like that.
Nice.
You see, we've already done a card like that. Harrods, upload generic meme. We've got a card with a little sort of like phone space on it, and then it says, sorry, we couldn't think of anything funny to write on this card, so just Google funny shit on your phone and then blue tack it to this card. So, Smangly Swoosh graphic, I like that, yeah. That's very good. Broken Moose Productions, excellent.
Nice.
Right, this one has 3 people sit around a table with what the fucking hell are we talking about? And that's me saying that. And then cunt written on the back of it. But with like anus, no, asterisk in the cunt bit. I've said cunt a lot of times now. I was thinking I shouldn't say that. Anyway,
it's fine.
So I think, yeah, they're all good. I mean, I could put that in the bag as well, yeah. They're mine now. That's how it works. Where were we at?
I've given you one more.
I mean, so making cards. I survived Brexit. # winning. Not fucking yet. You didn't. Rejected. So
2 more years.
This will go on the shelves, and I think it will make lots of sales after Brexit.
There's quite a lot of Brexit cards around.
Yeah.
But then where the humour sits on them is quite kind of like
borderline.
Yeah, because people are aware that it's like it's one of the few things you can tell the country is completely split down the middle on. So you could go fucking Brexit is shit, and you know that half the people in the country are definitely not going to buy that card. So actually, a lot of them are quite kind of like there's a few like fuck Brexit ones, but but there's a lot of them are quite down the. We did one which is just a white card with. We were going to make a funny card about Brexit, but there's nothing funny about Brexit. So sorry. Which surprisingly I hadn't sold very much because it's basically shit. Yeah. But you know, I like to sell that as though it's kind of like even the Brexiteers don't think this is very funny at this point either. So Common and Colin, what's your next effort?
On the subject of Brexit, I want to sell. I would be happy to stand there and sell T-shirts to both sides, really, ideally, you know. But I still had to pick a side, as you do. And so there was a Brexit T-shirt, and there was a Jeremy Corbyn T-shirt, and all these kind of things. And I've sort of taken a step back from it, you know, consciously. I just think,
it's just
like
not,
most people, I just get like sort of tired of it.
It is just not funny.
It isn't funny. No.
Anyway,
people, you know,
I don't want to talk about Brexit. Do you want to talk about Brexit?
Not really, mate. No, to be honest, no. This is Ali's card.
Nice.
That's actually quite nice. I wish you did there. That's thoughtful.
You smell.
Mine's terrible.
That's very nice.
You smell.
I like
open it up.
I like the framing.
Yeah.
That's very good.
And then when you open it,
it's got some.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. You smell all right.
Now, obviously, you'd have to pay extra for printing on the inside of the card.
yeah. It's going to be a premium card.
That puts you up you know.
Yeah.
I like that.
That's nice.
That's all good. Right, Colin.
This is the one I'm going to give to my other half when I get home tonight.
Oh, I'm not sure. But happy nut cutlet and peck on the cheek day. There's nothing on the inside, so there's no. It's very good. Yeah, well, I think
I'll hopefully write a little poem in there later or something.
I'm shit at making cards. I'm not going to have any ideas for making cards.
Really? I thought this would help. Maybe this.
No. Well, it's a very much a panic is what it normally works out on, and thinking, we've got like 3 weeks to the show. We've got to do this and
collection.
So you do sort of occasionally things will come to you, and you'll think, that was quite good, and you might not have a fully formed idea. We try and be as original as we can. We don't always succeed. Sometimes I ripped someone off the other day, like really badly. I was thinking about like Mother's and Father's Day cards, but it was like we'd done Christmas. We'd had a really brilliant Christmas in the shop. Thank you everyone who came to the shop who might be watching, but I'm sure you're not being up. That was great. But we were left with
your card came from Mum.
We were left with like a very short period of time to do this new ranges and stuff for this next trade show. And I was I thought, right, we've got to do Mother's Day, some new Father's Day ones, and I was doing this kind of like value range, which that turns out that someone else has done that already, but you know that happens. I thought, oh right, okay. So I had this idea, and I could sort of see it. I was like, oh right, so like it's a thing to like your mother, and it's listing all the wonderful things that your mother's done for you, and then it says at the end, so I just bought you this card, so we're quits now.
Yeah.
I was like, great, and so I wrote it, and I was like, did it really basic, and I've done. I did that and for a Father's Day one, and then we were at the trade show, and. We had a really great trade show, and we got lots of new suppliers for the shop, and that was great. Yeah. And we picked up a few people that we've been hoping to pick up, and there was this one company called Paper Plane who were really nice people, and we were right, we're going to make an order off them. And then at one point my wife goes, oh, I think you've stolen this. and their card looks very different, and even the wording is different, but the like sentiment is exactly the same.
Yeah.
And so I straight away went over there and I'm really sorry.
Yeah.
I've stolen your card. And the people have done that with us as well.
Yeah.
And gone exactly the same thing. I came up with this. We did a card at Christmas, which was just a red card with white writing on it that said, you didn't make the Christmas card list, but someone died, so I had a spare. And then one of the people, another woman who makes cards and has a shop, who's really nice, called Sophie from Pack a Punch. I was talking to her, and she said, I ripped off your card. I did it, and then showed it to someone. They went, oh, I think that's, and she's like, oh yeah. So it does happen, but then also people do it like on purpose and don't give a shit. We've had about 4 or 5 times where we've approached people and gone, this card's really like our card. I mean, that's like an amazing coincidence.
Yeah.
How did that happen? But let's just
you guys see each other, or do you just have like
the approach I make is like that.
Yeah.
And then half the time people are like, either they're like, oh look, we've been doing this for like 3 years, and these things happen.
Yeah.
And you end up having a really nice conversation, and on it feels okay. And then the other half time they ignore you, and you think, oh no, you're a fucking wanker. You fucking nick that, you arsehole. And although I was talking to a maker the other day, and a lot of this happens because of you've got these websites where you can upload cards really quickly, and so people don't have to spend. Even when I started, it was like I had to make 1,000 cards.
Yeah.
To make it financially viable, you might have had some ideas.
Now, just print their own
you've got to make 1,000 cards and go right. What am I going to? What am I going to do with 1,000 cards? Yeah. And I've got like 6 designs.
Yeah.
And how am I going to get ready? But you do it anyway, and you're like, oh shit, I shouldn't have done that. So it's a kind of like wheat and chaff, and it kind of. Whereas now you can go, I'll just go, and you can upload 5 cards and have them selling to people.
Yeah.
And that's great. I mean, you might have a nice design, it might be a good idea, but you might not, and you might just take someone else's idea.
I guess so.
Anyway. That doesn't happen all the time. It happens a very small amount of time.
Yeah.
But a friend of ours was
edgy.
Edgy, yeah.
Yeah. Bring
edgy.
it back, right?
I was going to do it right. Yeah, just on my punchline. A friend of ours was. They've got a card on one of these websites, and then they got an email out of the blue, and it just said, "I'm going to use the C word again," but this isn't me. This was them. Is this the most C word? Okay. Should we stop it now? I won't use the C word.
That's fine.
If
they're offended the first time, they've gone now. Anyway, so it's fine.
They got an email, and it said, "Dear so and so, you cunt, you ruined my fucking day." And it was just this tirade of fucking. I was really happy, and I wondered why my fucking card wasn't on this. And I looked, and I saw your fucking card, right, and it just absolutely launched into you thieving fucking bastards. And they were like, what the fuck? They hadn't seen this other card, and for some reason it had dropped off the website.
This is going to be in the Christmas highlights. Just this bit.
So it dropped off the website, and it was
like it hadn't happened.
Well, they ignored it because they thought it was so fucking aggy, and there was no kind of like preamble of like, oh hi, it's like, you fucking dare you. Yeah, and so they just like, and it was It was a good idea,
Yeah.
which is why they did it. But it was genuinely kind of like just idea. You know what it's like with this.
Yeah.
It's just ideas are kind of you have an idea and someone else may well have had that
probably
idea.
has the same idea somewhere else.
Yeah.
You know,
And so
happens. Yeah.
it's a complicated business.
Yeah. Yeah.
Edgy.
Yeah.
I've tried to do it a bit better, trying to find a way around. Anyway, I feel like any more questions? Oh, cards. We've done the cards.
Jim, I'm really hungry, dude. It's past my dinner time. Let's eat something, man. I'm amazed the dog hasn't touched it, to be honest. He's sort of been roaming around. Bless him, it's past his dinner
vegetables.
time as well.
This
is
is
vegetables.
this is what I've cooked just for my dinner this evening,
Guys, this.
So I've got
A little
this.
close up on that.
I've got this waiting for me at home. So this one's for you guys.
Shall I hold it in front of the microphones?
You can hear it.
Here you go, look.
It's gonna fall off.
Yeah. Nice.
I woke up this morning and I felt in a spring mood, so I wanted to cook something very spring orientated.
Nice.
But I went beyond that. I went straight into summer.
Yeah.
With, this is something we really did on our summer menu last year, and it's a quiche. It's using chickpeas as
meringues.
Yes.
How do you make a vegan meringue?
With chickpea water.
Yeah, which is called aquafaba.
Aquafaba.
Really?
Yeah.
So
really?
Yeah.
And apparently they're quite good, aren't they? They're difficult to
makes the same meringue that egg whites would make, and
Seriously?
the water that chickpeas are soaked in has the same properties as egg whites when you foam it. When you whisk it, it becomes very aerated, and you can add sugar and stiffen it to peaks, which turns into meringues if you bake it. Nice. This is using chickpea flour to make a batter with some turmeric, some nutritional yeast, just to make a mix for a quiche. But in here is a beef tomato, which has been slowly roasted with some homemade wild garlic pesto. Spring wild garlic's out, so some wild garlic pesto in there.
I slept in a bed of wild garlic once. It was
really? Why did you do
it was a long time ago. I was there was nowhere else to sleep. I was in a lorry, and we were pulled up on the side going somewhere, and I slept in a bivvy bag in it. But it was quite intense.
Yeah, garlicky dreams.
When I say slept, I mean 3 hours or something.
Yeah. It's like the opposite of being a vampire in a way.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't like a bed of it was like a bed as in a garden, by the side of a wood type thing.
Okay, yeah. So, wow.
Yeah.
So, get stuck in.
Oh, shit, sorry.
He was in. Okay, thank you.
Knife and fork.
Amazing stuff. All right, cool. You guys want to get in on this?
We'll let you guys do your thing.
All right.
We'll pass it over.
What's this stuff here?
So this is some cream cheese.
But that's not really cheese, is it?
So not really cheese. The cream cheese is made from coconut.
Mate.
Cultured
There's a lot of coconut going on, isn't there? But then that doesn't taste too coconutty.
No, it doesn't.
See, I don't drink dairy milk at home. We have cocoa dairy free something or other. It's coconut based.
Yeah,
I think.
That's
and
nice.
all my flat whites from Steep Street are oat milk, so I don't really have dairy anymore.
Yeah.
I do enjoy an egg though, so don't hold that against me, old chap.
You can even get vegan eggs nowadays. It's crazy.
Huh?
Yeah.
Not like an egg shape.
They're called no egg. But and they
that's very tasty.
It's a sachet.
Wow. I knew it would be, so it's no
yeah,
surprise.
of course it is.
Yeah.
I mean, we've eaten it yours a couple of times, and it's just really nice to go somewhere and know you not have to kind of like go, all right, well, I'll just eat that thing there. Then that's the only fucking thing I can
option.
eat.
Yeah,
and you can just and know that it's going to be really tasty. So I haven't said this of yet, but I am a vegan. But you're not allowed to say you're a vegan because that's vegans are fucking wankers.
Yeah. I don't even like the word
vegan.
Yeah, I don't like the word vegan.
No,
I'm not a fan of
fucking vegans.
Yeah.
As a plant-based, we use the word
plant-based.
As a business, we use the word plant-based.
Okay, that's nice. I like some of that. That sounds good.
But I mean, we try not to use the word at all, really. I think the minute you isolate what you're doing as a something, you're bound to that something.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
that something has preconceptions. You know, people look at a something as being something. That's really vague, but
no, it's true.
Being a vegan, you're expected to be vegan through your ethics, through your morals, through your everything. And as a business,
I've got leather shoes on. So
I've got a leather belt on, and that's it. You end up getting called out for things like.
It's very.
It's hard to be 100%.
I can't remember
anything, right?
When I became vegetarian when I was 16, and I seem to think that it was similar. In that it was really hard to find vegetarian food in restaurants then. But it just like it was
easy
it was all right, but it was kind of like, and then suddenly actually all you could eat was red onion and goat's cheese tart. But that was very like, and now it feels like the vegan thing has become like vegetarian was like 20 years ago. And so people are still a bit like uncomfortable with it, but I don't really know why. But it seems we sell like, if we've got 2 or 3 or 4 vegan-y cars, and we do get people picking a car and going, "Oh great, I fucking hate vegan." My
friend's vegan, it's their birthday, so I'll get this.
Eat some fucking bacon. Hilarious.
New card.
Yeah. Well, no, it's been done already.
It just goes to show, though. I mean, I think the tides are turning, like, especially if like chefs at local colleges are calling you guys in to tell them how to cook stuff, because there's so much demand for plant-based. Food.
Definitely. The demand is
huge.
growing there. It's, you know, in the UK, it's a 600% growth in veganism.
Wow.
But yeah, I mean, I think detaching away from that, I think there's an even bigger growth, and that's even across all food sources. There's a growth in health consciousness. So even those who are still eating meat and fish, they're perhaps eating, eating a little bit more holistically, a little bit more health consciously, eating less of certain things, and just being healthily in general. I think there's a bigger growth. As a business, DrLegumes, most of the custom is from meat and fish eaters. About 70% of our customer base are not vegan, and we want to be an inclusive business and cook for everybody.
I do find it really hard when people go, "I always have a bit of meat," and it's just like, you don't have to. It's just anything. I don't get it.
No. That's what Jack said. I mean, he's a carnivore as well. He loves a steak or whatever. But he
and a blowjob
stuff. But he does.
You will tonight.
Hand in hand tonight.
So we can go to Q&A real quick. We've had some questions for some people that are watching for you guys. Cool. We got one for DrLegumes from Jay. Do you have a dish that you're most proud of?
Most proud of? Oh wow. I'm proud of all the food I cook, really. I think there's some pride in sharing something you create with somebody else. It's a feeling of giving to a degree, and that's something to be proud of. You know, when you're preparing something for somebody else to enjoy.
I'd agree with that. So the active, you could have a great idea. It could be great. But it's not that great until you share it with someone else.
So I'd say I'm proud of, exactly. I'm proud of anything I share with somebody else. Because it's an act of giving. Obviously, in a business sense, there is some receiving back from that. But you know, as a community interest company, that's the idea, to make it sustainable by doing that. Anything that jumps out for being something I'm really proud of, I think it's really harnessing like some cultural influences into my food. I came back from my first trip to India, where half of my heritage is from, and while I was out there, I was influenced by some of the street food that I was seeing there. One thing in particular was a bani puri, which is like a little corn shell, which is filled with masala water and loads of other ingredients: raw ginger, raw turmeric, coriander, chili. And you basically put the whole thing into your mouth, and it just explodes.
So that's like a little
flavors,
bomb, right?
you know, through the roof. And that was really fun.
Will it be like motherfucking hot chili like that?
Yeah, it was very hot. But I was able to put this onto a menu for a private event, someone's birthday party that we cooked in their house when I came back from India. And I was really proud to be able to be influenced by something in another country, bring it back home and share that with somebody else for their birthday. And, you know, that was a proud moment. Nice. Definitely.
I have another question from James. When is the next DrLegumes pop-up? You still doing pop-ups?
Yeah, I mean, I suppose as a business, since we've opened a restaurant, we've begun to facilitate what we do in the space that we've created, and that makes a lot of sense for us as we grow, because all the facilities are there. You know, all of our dry stores, all of our food, all of our cooking equipment, it's all there. But still, you know, as a organisation, we like to reach out in the wider community as much as we can. So in terms of our next pop-up, I would say it's a collaboration is our next pop-up. And this is with Healthy Happy Yoga. Frances, a friend of ours who has a yoga class. She's doing a movement workshop, and collaborating with us to offer a healthy brunch to follow that.
Nice.
So she's going to take a group down to the Warren and do some movement workshop down there, and then come over to us.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, I'd say that's our next event that we're doing. Moving forwards as well as an organisation, we're moving into learning how we can use food as a platform to bring people together and talk about mental wealth, in particular with a pilot group that we're putting together. And this is a program called Walnuts, spelt W, and then there's a little above apostrophe, all nuts, so as in we're all nuts.
Okay, I like it.
And this is there's definitely a card in there somewhere. And you know, to sum it up, really, mental health ain't no joke, and it's something that's in the forefront of the government's perspective for change moving forwards. Is, you know, really supporting our community's mental well-being, and I think there's something biblical about food that brings people together, and that's certainly where we're putting our attentions for workshops moving forwards, is how we can as an organisation use food to communicate a healthy perspective for people's mental well-being as much as their physical well-being. Well,
traditionally, food's like, you know, an opportunity to get together, isn't it, and talk. So it's sort of sad if a lot of families' mealtime takes place, you know, food on laps, and they're all in front of a TV or something. I mean, when you come together at a table, it's like a new language. You got to talk to them. It's important.
What do you do? Nothing. How's school? Nothing. No, it's lovely.
It's great, isn't it?
We'll catch up!
I mean, it's a language that speaks through all cultures. When you come together around a table and you share food, you feel part of a community there.
Yeah, definitely. Are folks in doing any of that big, what's that big dining thing where everyone went out into the streets and they all shared food? They all bought a thing. They did that, didn't they?
I went to one of those, Yeah,
I would love to say I've been to one, but I couldn't, I think I was working. But something like that would be good. Particularly like down there or one of these pedestrianised areas.
Moving forwards, we've been speaking with Touchbase, which is a mental health charity in Folkestone, and we're planning some events with them later this year. Dining in the Dark is one of those.
Is that literally what it sounds like?
It literally is.
Oh, that was in a film, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Was it?
That was in.
We're not good at naming films.
Richard Curtis, Donald Gleason, About Time.
Okay, cool. About Time.
He meets his future love in a Dining in the Dark thing.
Okay.
Cool.
But he can time travel, and so he keeps going back to try and find out who it is because he misses it at the end.
Nice.
Anyway, carry on with your story. Edgy.
Yeah. And yeah, the events that we're doing with Touchbase around Dining in the Dark is to bring the public community into the private events that we'll be running with the individuals they work with through Touchbase. And at the end of this, their intentions are to run a festival which can celebrate all of this in 2020,
awesome.
Of which we'll be doing a huge feast. And this is going to be a long table banquet where everybody can eat together.
Nice. I'd like to go to that.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's...
Let's schedule that in now.
It's certainly moving towards bringing in a perspective of mental wealth within our community and the importance of that.
Awesome. Fantastic. Thank you very much. Thank you to everyone that asked questions, everyone that's watched, everyone that's still watching, even though Tim has dropped the C-bomb a bunch of times.
Sorry. You told me it was okay.
Yeah.
Did we lose some people?
I don't know. We done all right, I guess. Thank you, both of you guys, for being on. Timmy, are you ready to share this card? This is a new one. He's just
a banana.
Okay.
No, it's not. It's just what...
Someone did ask, what is your most offensive card?
What is our most offensive card?
Is this it?
We did one which...
it's going to have the word...
No, but we didn't do it. We haven't done it because we never wanted to do it.
Reluctant to ask.
No, all right. No, I'm not actually going to say it. So it says in big letters. Yeah. It says "you count," but the O is like small. Really small, and the other bits around it say in other small writing, you. It says something you, and then it says without doubt. Count as one of the best, most wonderful people ever, but you can only read.
Yeah. What are the corners like of the card? Edgy.
They are edgy.
Yeah.
Very good.
Cool.
I did that, which is off your joke. We're all nuts.
Nice. I like that.
But that's shit. So
happy days. Well,
that's not going in the bag.
Thank you, Tim from Objectables.
Thank you, Colin.
Thank you, Jim.
I'm sorry about all the C words.
DrLegumes. Thanks to everyone for watching. Thanks to our sponsors as well. Kip's Ale House,
Kips.
ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for sponsoring this.
Thank you.
Debauchery. And
I wasn't the one drinking, and I kept swearing all the time.
Weird. He's been on the water. Very strange. Something in that water. And thanks for watching. Please, if you enjoyed this, like it and share it and tell people about it, and subscribe to it, and buy a card or a T-shirt or some food or something. Please help us. Please. That's it. Thank you very much, guys. It's been close quarters.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Thank you.